problem?
The basic problem is the pollution. I want to save myself. In spite of trying all this, I'm still not able to save myself. I end up getting, dust allergies and all that.
People's health it's deteriorating, especially these respiratory tract infections. I mean, my children suffer with a lot of allergies and dust and all that. It's really affecting them.
Once, this was a city called Hyderabad. It was a laid-back city and nobody was in a rush. Our mode of transport was the bicycle, the cycle rickshaw, the city bus, or at most, a two-wheeler in rare cases. It was a different city then. Then it became Cyberabad. The IT boom brought with it mega employment opportunities and, of course, more disposable incomes. The pace of the city changed, and so have people's priorities in transport. Tomorrow, we may call it the Fab City, Knowledge City, or even Singapore City. But for now, it's happening Hyderabad.
City is great. And I think it's getting improved day by day. It's really nice.
For someone the NSA once listed as the most dangerous hacker in America, sure don't look like much.
Roads are really wide. They widen up the roads and the flyovers and the traffic. But you have to control the traffic.
Hyderabad is without discipline on road. Otherwise, the people are too good, very much friendly. But in driving matter, it's too careless. Very risky to drive here.
Previously it was more of like those rickshaws and normal just two-wheelers, and it was just maniac. People didn't know about traffic rules to even abide by them. Now people know about traffic rules and they have bigger vehicles, faster vehicles, fully powered vehicles which are okay. They know traffic rules, so they know how to cross over it even better this time.
this was an incident which happened some time back at about 2 o'clock in the morning. We work in the night shift. We were coming home. So a traffic police van was coming on the wrong side on that Khairathabad flyover. And it was about to hit me really. It was without headlights on the wrong side. We can't expect them to give discipline to traffic.
Persons from the police force who are violating, they need to be punished much more vigorously, much more severely, because being in a law enforcement agency, being as part of that, their conduct has to be much better. They have to stand out as models. So every day I am telling you about 30 to 35 policemen on Hyderabad road, they get hauled up. They not only pay the fine, will also write to their controlling officers to take departmental action against them.
గవర్నమెంట్ నేర్పిస్తే నేర్చుకోవడం కాదండి. ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ గార్డెన్లో కూర్చున్నాం, ఈ పువ్వులు తెంపకూడదు. నేను ఎంతోమందిని బెదిరిస్తుంటా. వాళ్ళు ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్స్ కూడా అన్ని పువ్వులు తెంపేస్తారండి, చెట్లు బీకేస్తారు ఇక్కడ వచ్చి. అది ఎవరు చెప్తారండి? అది మీరు ఆలోచించండి. ఇది రోడ్డు మీద కూడా అంతే సమస్యలు.
While our sense of traffic did not change, the number of vehicles on the road more than doubled in the last 10 years. As a result, road accidents became a daily feature. Ten years ago, a 6-kilometer ride would take about 15 minutes. Today, it can easily take 45 minutes to 1 hour. While waiting in traffic jams, inhaling polluting gases, and the constant honking of vehicles has taken a toll on our health.
I have a patient who goes home and slaps his wife because he's been stuck in traffic, and if she dares to nag or grumble, about him coming home late, he gets violent with her. So this is probably an extreme example I'm giving you, but there is a lot of stress related anger and a lot of internalized anger. So there are people who beat their head or beat themselves or beat their head against the steering wheel when they are stressed out or stuck in traffic and make it to a meeting on time. There are people who get down and scream. There are people who take it out on their office subordinates. So the ramifications are actually quite large, because it's not just getting stuck in traffic, it's the rest of the day that you spend when you get back after getting stuck in traffic or after having a problem with traffic. When you get back home or go to the office, see, it spreads.
The common diseases which are linked to the pollutants are allergic conjunctivitis, allergic rhinitis, that is of the nose, allergy of the nose, allergy of the sinuses and of the throat as well as lungs. patients present with either bronchial asthma or bronchitis.
गाड़ी चलाए तो फिर पैरा अलग ही हो जाते, खून चलते रहना ना, नहीं तो रुक जाता, गाड़ी चलाते रहे तो पैदल चलना, साइकिल चलना वही आदत है हमारे को ज़्यादा। हमारे डैडी दादा सब साइकिल ही चलाते रहे ना। अच्छा। गाड़ियाँ रख के भी नहीं चलाते कोई भी। क्यों? आदत नहीं है, पेट्रोल को खर्चा लगाने का, वही घर में डाले तो कुछ खा सकते ना अच्छी चीज़। बाद में शादी हुई जब देख लेंगे गाड़ी लेना है या नहीं। अभी तो शादी नहीं, सब कवा रहे ना।
लेकिन आपके बाप दादा तो शादी होने के बाद भी साइकिल चला रहे हैं।
हाँ, साइकिल चला रहे, दहेज में कुछ भी नहीं लिया सब।
अभी आप लेंगे?
अभी हम देखेंगे, जो दिए सामने वाले ले लेंगे।
In 1980, the number of personal vehicles was just 71,000. By 1990, they have grown to 4,06,000. In 2000, there were about 10 lakhs. In 2005, we had 14,50,000 personal vehicles. And in just the last 1 year, the number increased by nearly 2 lakhs.
There are more four-wheelers now in the city, and traffic is definitely increasing.
Go by train? Go for that.
एग्जिट टाइम में भी टाइम लगता। 4 व्हीलर प्लीज नो वेटिंग। 4 व्हीलर पार्किंग फुल।
ఇక్కడ కూడా మీకు కంట్రోల్ అనేది ఉండదు, పోలీస్ వాళ్ళు అనేది ఉండదు. వెహికల్స్ ఎక్కువైపోయినాయి, హెవీ వెహికల్స్ అయిపోయినాయి, రూట్స్ చిన్నగా.
In a city of 65 lakh people, we only have 1,174 traffic police to manage 512 junctions and 19 lakh vehicles.
Additional manpower is not getting recruited, we are not getting adequate funds, we are not getting adequate personnel. A lot of proposals have been sent to the government, but government has its own compulsions and problems. Somehow we have not been able to get the manpower.
We have about 6 to 8% road space for the developed area in the city. People say that we do not have enough roads for the requirement of the city. But even the available road space is used for all purposes other than driving. It is a common sight to find constructions in the middle of the roads, and nearly every road in the city is used as a parking lot. Most business establishments get permits for building, but do not provide space for parking. While there is a need to have a public parking space away from the road in every locality, there is no such provision in the city except in 1 or 2 places. Even the paid parking areas are mostly by the roadside.
There are people, senior bureaucrats, politicians, industrialists, businessmen, a lot of them who have argued. I myself have been a witness to that many times. I come park my vehicle in front of my house on the road in a moving space and a carriageway, and if you go and say, look, you are obstructing the traffic, take it inside. Immediately the retort is, if I don't park in front of my house, where do I? These are the people who have seen cities world over, other cities in India, but still this is the type of behavior that they exhibit.
In most places, sidewalks don't exist, and if they do, they are otherwise occupied, and so people walk on the roads.
designing of the footpaths, from the road to the footpath, the height of it and the width of it, these two are very, very important. It has to have uniform width throughout, and then the height of it also has to be convenient. We have to factor in all sorts of pedestrians. So somebody who is above the age of 60, 65, if you are expecting him to get down at a particular gate or somewhere from the footpath, or when he gets an obstruction in the form of a transformer or a dustbin, go a little distance, again get on to the footpath. And if you are keeping the height difference in such a big way, 8 inches, 12 inches, it's a very difficult one.
మన రోడ్ల కెపాసిటీని మించి వెహికల్స్ నడుస్తున్నాయి ఇప్పుడు. 1000 రూపాయలు తెచ్చుకుంటే మీరు కార్ తీసుకెళ్ళండి అని ఫెసిలిటీ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు రోడ్ల నిండా కార్లే ఉన్నాయి, మనుషులకు ప్లేస్ లేదు అసలు.
We want a sizzling hot tea. Who'd like to get naughty? Do you know any man who'll help us rock some town?
I think maybe we should try the beach cafe.
Dum 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 dum.
Fortunately, life gives you a second chance. So here's the new Indica Zeta with 70 PS power, 14 kmph, repeat 2.78 lakhs only. If you still miss it,
You gotta be dumb.
the all new Indica Zeta.
Dum da 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 dum dum da 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 dum. Ooh la dum dum.
Most of the Indian junctions, especially in Hyderabad, if you take the junctions, they have already crossed their limit. For example, there was a study done by experts called HATS, Hyderabad Area Transportation Study. That was the first study conducted in Hyderabad in the 80s in the beginning. Up to 2000, they have been conducting these studies. They have identified about 80 junctions which need construction of flyovers. We have right now about 11 or so, and another 4 we are building now.
You build a flyover, more vehicles come. Flyover is inadequate. You build a second layer of flyover, third layer of flyover. Is it the answer? It's not the answer.
You require an integrated solution actually, see. So you require widening of roads, you require construction of grade separators at important junctions, you require construction of parallel and alternative roads.
If you provide more roads, this is a supply side management. More roads, more vehicles, more traffic, more congestion, more pollution, more energy. So that's not the answer. Demand side management, how do we prevent the more number of vehicles on the road? You provide a efficient mass transport system, public transport system.
Construction of flyovers, construction of new roads, construction of link roads, widening of roads, all these things are short term or at the most medium term solutions. Long term solution is a rail based mass rapid transit system, which we are planning now. But widening of roads is required basically to accommodate this mass rapid transit system.
The city authorities are now planning for an elevated metro rail system, like the one existing in New Delhi. Under phase 1 of this project, work on 3 routes consisting of 60 kilometers is supposed to begin by the end of 2006, and it is expected to finish by the year 2010. Phase 1 of the project will cost 7,000 crore rupees. Under public-private partnership, the Government of Andhra Pradesh and Government of India will share 40% of the project cost, while 60% of the cost will be borne by private investors. The service will be run by the private operators for a period of 35 years. However, the MRTS requires not just construction of pillars in the middle of the road, but a lot of land to accommodate large platforms and modern train stations at every kilometre. Therefore, doubts are being raised if it is possible to find the space in an already congested road corridor with heavily constructed area on both sides.
This is basically a BOT project. Okay, a private investor is bringing in the majority of the capital. A private investor is not going to waste his money and he is not going to get stuck with his investment. In fact, when I started marketing this project, there were very few takers. They were not convinced. The questions which you raised, the same questions they have also raised. Then I said, you please come out to Hyderabad and have a look at what we have done. They have come, they were really floored. They said, in this part of Asia Pacific, after Shanghai, it's Hyderabad where we have seen this kind of road widening. Okay, they're convinced that right away. I told them very clearly that on behalf of government of Andhra Pradesh, we are giving them a clear assurance that before they start the project, we will give them a clear right of way. That's how they are convinced. Once you give a clear right of way, other things are not a problem because finance is going to come. Once land acquisition issues are sorted out, right of way is given and finance is not a problem. I don't see anything because technically anything is possible. This project can be done in 3 to 4 years.
आप रोज कैसे जाते हैं?
रोज तो मैं वैसे बस से भी जाता हूँ, लेकिन कभी कदार मेट्रो से भी जाना हो जाता है।
दोनों कैसे हैं?
दोनों के लिए मुझे मेट्रो बढ़िया है।
ऐसे में बैठ के जाओ और आराम करेंगे।
The Delhi Metro is run by the Delhi Metropolitan Rail Corporation, a joint venture of the Government of India and the Delhi State Government. At present, there are 250 trains running with a frequency of 4 to 5 minutes, carrying about 5 lakh passengers daily. A year ago, the one-way fares ranged between 6 to 14 rupees. Today, it is between 6 to 22 rupees, with an average of 8 to 9 rupees for a 3 to 4 kilometers ride. There are no special discounted tariffs for daily commuters.
रोज दे पाओगे क्या अपना टिकट का पैसा?
रोज तो आदमी नहीं दे सकता है। इतना महंगा कहाँ से दे सकता है, ये बताओ। गरीब आदमी नहीं दे सकता। पहले जो किराया इन्होंने रखा था 7 रुपये यहाँ से 30,000 तक का, वो सही था, इतना तो गलीमत था। लेकिन अब ज़्यादा जो कर दिया किराया, ये बहुत ज़्यादा ही किराया ज़्यादा है।
कितना किया अभी?
अब ये कम से कम 30,000 तक का 10-11 रुपये कम से कम लग जाता है।
जो दुकान है दिल्ली के अंदर, जो तिजारती हैं, उनके लिए फ़ायदा है और हम गरीबों के लिए क्या है, मजदूर आदमी के लिए क्या है?
The cost, it should never be higher than what people are incurring today. Now, if it goes higher, then people will not patronize that transport, whatever may be the cost. That has to be kept in mind. Now, with today's transport cost of say 4 to 5 rupees in a day-to-day moving city transport, whether they can provide the MRTS transport at 4 to 5 rupees.
It is going to be basically market forces which are going to determine number one. Number two, there will be a regulatory authority. Okay, but I believe basically, of course, regulatory authority is required. Say otherwise, private sector, they are always profit motive. They are motivated by profit. But it is the market forces which will determine. There will be other alternative means actually. Today, especially in the Indian scenario, the two-wheelers are so cheap actually. Unless and until you make the pricing affordable, people will not switch over to this mode of transport.
आप मेट्रो में क्यों नहीं जाते हो?
मेट्रो में लंबा पड़ता है ना, मैं प्रगति में जाऊंगा।
अच्छा,
मेरे को प्रगति में थोड़ी पड़ता है, कश्मीर की जा रही है ना।
7,000 crores and then cost recovery and all these principles come in. Then what happens is the government will have to subsidize that. What they will if government says, look, you don't charge more than 5 rupees, they will look at less than 20-25 rupees, we cannot recover the cost. Then if government sticks to its guns, they will say then the balance 20 rupees you must pay to us, and we never know, government may pay. Now my argument is, till that time, have you explored the other options now?
Prior to the proposed MRTS, the MMTS, or the Multi-Mode Transit System, was initiated by the state government in 2002 in collaboration with the Indian Railways. 64 kilometers of existing railway tracks were electrified, installed with automatic signalling systems, and 10 new stations were built as part of the first phase with a cost of about 191 crores. Thus, in August 2003, the MMTS service started with 48 trains. The State Road Transport Corporation was to run feeder buses from various residential areas to the train stations, and the idea was to help passengers travel on multiple modes of transport on a single ticket. However, due to its own limitations, the RTC stopped running the feeder buses, and the MMTS became essentially a standalone train service. Today, there are 64 trains carrying about 40,000 passengers daily, and the tickets cost between 4 to 8 rupees.
Very nice and very cheap. Convenient train.
We reach early. एकदम आराम है.
బస్సులో రావాలంటే ఇక్కడ 40 minutes 1 hour పడుతుంది. ట్రైన్ 20 minutes అలా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఎక్కడ చేయాలి దీన్ని?
ट्रेन तो बढ़ना ही चाहिए. पब्लिक ज़्यादा हो गई, ट्रेन कम हो गई.
ఒక half an hour ఉండాలి ట్రైన్.
So when you have dedicated tracks, then you can increase the frequency even more. Here, as I mentioned, we are sharing the tracks with my Mail Express and passenger trains and freight trains. So we have limited number of paths on which we can run MMTS trains. So that itself will always remain a limitation in increasing the frequency beyond a particular point.
हैदराबाद से फलकनुमा तक जाने वाली MMTS local train 22 minutes देरी से चल रही है.
Maybe if they make MMTS a little bit more regular, maybe I might opt for MMTS because it looks good.
There is a proposal to extend the MMTS till the surrounding suburbs, up to Mechil in the north, Ghatkesar in the east, Shamshabad in the south, and Patancheru in the west, as part of the phase 2 of the MMTS project. Additional dedicated tracks will be needed only for the core area of the city, that is phase 1. With dedicated tracks and the phase 2, it will be possible to run the MMTS trains every 3 to 5 minutes up to the suburban areas.
So far as the funding by AP government for phase 2 is concerned, it is going to cost approximately 390 to 400 crores to get the phase 2 of this project going. However, if we need additional dedicated tracks on the existing phase 1, it may cost another 400 crores.
We thought of constructing additional 2 more tracks, but see, suburbs, yes, it's possible actually, you can go for more lines, but they have to pass through necessarily Secunderabad and some of these places where the areas on both sides, it's heavily built up. For example, from Secunderabad you go to Falaknuma, the entire route both sides is heavily built up. So you have to dismantle number of structures, there will be a lot of resentment actually. See, that constraint is there.
If there is a project that we lay dedicated tracks adjacent to the existing tracks so that the problem about land acquisition and other related issues would reduce enormously. We do have our own land by the side of the track, so that is a matter of detail. At some places we may have to acquire, at some places within my available land I may be able to lay 2 additional tracks, but it is all a matter of cost.
Though there are people using the MMTS trains, even to this day, for majority of the common people, the state-run local buses are the only mode of public transport. The APSRTC city region runs a total of 2,880 buses in 914 routes, carrying 31 lakh passengers every day. The population in the city was 25 lakhs in 1980, 41 lakhs in 1990, and 65 lakhs in 2000. There were 621 buses in 1980, 1,664 buses in 1990, 2,200 buses in year 2000, and today there are only 2,880 buses. Though the number of buses had increased over time, it had not kept pace with the real needs of the city. While 30 to 40% of the population is using personal transport, nearly 50% people travel by bus. Of the total vehicles on the road in 2005, 89% are personal vehicles, while buses are less than 1%.
216 మిస్ అయిపోయింది మాకు ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ 45 minutes నిలబడాలి.
You give money to RTC or don't charge RTC on various other things. Now RTC charges 21% of sales tax on their diesel. Now Hyderabad, for aviation turbine fuel in Hyderabad, they charge only 4% of sales tax. For air passenger you have reduced because you want more flights to come to Hyderabad. For RTC, which carries lakhs of people every day, you don't want to reduce the sales tax on RTC's diesel.
ఒక 4-5 బస్సులు ఒకళ్ళని విడిచి ఒకటి ఉన్నట్టు వరుసగా ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి ఒకే 2 నిమిషాల్లో వచ్చేసి వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉంటాయి. ఆ తర్వాత ఒక గంట వరకు ఒక బస్సు ఉండదు. ఈ జనం పడిగాపులు పడతారు, గంటలు కొద్ది పడిగాపులు పట్టి మళ్ళీ ఒక బస్సు రాగానే దాంట్లోనే కిరిచిపోయి ఎక్కుతారు, లేకపోతే వేళ్లాడవలసి ఫుట్బాల్ మీద వేళ్లాడవలసి కూడా వస్తుంది. ఆ పరిస్థితి రాకుండా ఉండాలంటే బస్సుకి మధ్య ఒక ఇంటర్వెల్ అంటూ పెట్టాలి. 10 minutes 15 minutes అని పెడితే దానివల్ల ప్రజలు ఇబ్బంది పడరు, వాళ్ళు వర్క్ ప్లేస్కి లేట్గా వెళ్ళే అవకాశం కూడా తగ్గుతుంది.
హైయెస్ట్ వెహికులర్ డెన్సిటీ ఉండటం వల్ల 1 కిలోమీటర్కి 2,400 వాహనాలు వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు మరి జామ్ తప్పదు, ఆ విధంగా అవుతుంది. దానివల్ల టైమింగ్కి మనం కరెక్ట్గా మేము స్టిక్ ఆన్ కాలేకపోతున్నాము ఎంత ప్రయత్నం చేసినా. ఇది ఒకటి. 2, ఎక్కడా కూడా బస్ బేలు అనేవి లేకపోవడం, బస్ స్టాప్లు అనేవి నిర్ణీతంగా దానికి సంబంధించి మిగతా ట్రాఫిక్కి రోడ్ యూజర్స్కి ఇబ్బంది కాకుండా కొంత ఎడంగా బేలాగా ఉంటాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ లక్డీ కపూర్లో టెలిఫోన్ భవన్ దగ్గర బస్ బేస్ ఉన్నాయి. దానివల్ల మిగతా ట్రాఫిక్ ఏమాత్రం ఇబ్బంది లేకుండా అవి బస్ బేలోకి వెళ్ళి ప్యాసింజర్ పికప్ చేసుకుని మళ్ళీ రోడ్ మీదకి వస్తాయి. ఇప్పుడు అలా జరగట్లేదు. కేవలం ఫుట్పాత్ మీదే ఒక షెల్టర్ వేయడమో, ఒక బస్ స్టాప్ స్టేజ్ పూల్ పెట్టి బస్ స్టాప్ ఉంటున్నాం. సో రోడ్డు మీద వెళ్తున్న బస్సు అట్లాగే ఆగిపోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో మిగతా రోడ్ యూజర్స్ కొంత ఇబ్బంది కలుగుతుంది. సరే, ఇక ముందు అయినా కనీసం రోడ్ వైడనింగ్ ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే టేకప్ చేస్తున్నారో అక్కడైనా రోడ్డు మన బస్ బేలకి ప్రొవిజన్ ఇస్తే బాగుండేది. అది కూడా దురదృష్టం కొద్దీ చేస్తున్నట్లేదు.
Impose a restriction like morning 9:30 to 11, evening 5:30 till 7:30. The buses will run more. There will be a dedicated lane. Our roads are wide. They are very wide compared to many cities in India or many cities in the world.
ఒకసారి గనక మనము డెడికేటెడ్ బస్ లేన్ ఉంటే తప్పకుండా స్పీడ్స్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్. అదే బస్తో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ట్రిప్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి. సో అటువంటి అవకాశం ఉండి అట్లాంటి రోడ్లు ఉన్న చోట మనం కనుక ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే, బస్ లేన్ కనుక ఇవ్వగలిగితే తప్పకుండా ఉన్న రిసోర్సెస్తోనే మోర్ ఎఫిషియెంట్గా ఎఫెక్టివ్గా నడపగలుగుతాం, మోర్ ట్రిప్స్ కూడా ఇవ్వగలుగుతాం ప్యాసింజర్స్కి.
Now suppose RTC can run 500 more buses, morning 2 hours, evening 2 hours. The buses can remain idle, no problem. That is how the importance of public transport should be in any city. It's a 6 million population city, it's not a small number. And if RTC is allowed to run 500 buses in these peak hours, mass of people will get used to travelling by RTC. And others who want to go by private, other than this, you go. You be in the traffic jams, no problem. But the general public will plan their trips accordingly. And during these 2 hours, you have to also simultaneously impose restrictions on private vehicles coming on to you. You declare, say, 5 roads, 5 to 6 important roads of Hyderabad are banned for single person driven cars during these 2 hours. It is possible. Taxi can run, but not private vehicle. Taxi, auto is okay because they carry the general public.
Making dedicated bus lanes with right of way in all important corridors, improving the quality of buses, bus stops and sidewalks while running the buses with a frequency of 5 to 10 minutes will surely encourage people to take the bus. Reconstructing a world-class bus rapid transit system that serves the entire city took just 20 months in 70 lakh populated Bogota city in Colombia at 1/3 the cost of metro rail. 35 cities across the world in Asia, Europe, Latin America, Australia and the United States have successfully implemented bus rapid transit systems.
What is happening not just in Hyderabad, in many of our urban areas, Bogota you have taken as an example, there was very, very strong political will to do it. Commitment, 100% commitment from the side of government itself. Thereafter, they did not have the type of multiplicity of agencies as we have here. And the coordination even now in a city like Hyderabad, it's a matter of personal friendships, whether you gel well here, me as a traffic chief here, or then somebody sitting in the municipal corporation as the head there, and then in some other body. It's more going on how personally whether you gel well or not. As a structured coordination mechanism, even now it is absent. Unless that comes up to oversee, put everybody together, coordinate the activities of everybody, and then in a time-bound way, relentlessly pursuing and going ahead, it is very, very difficult to achieve any sanity in Hyderabad traffic and any big improvement.
Governments continue to give incentives to the automobile industry, while the banks give easy loans to purchase vehicles. The citizens continue to fill up the roads with more and more cars and motorbikes. We then demand for more road space, and the authorities try to solve the problems by widening roads and building flyovers, or just wait for a solution to happen in future. If we do not begin to think holistically and have a comprehensive transport policy, all partial remedies will continue to complicate the problems rather than solving them.
How do you come to the park?
I come by car.
How far is your house from here?
Just about 5 minutes.
That's about 1 kilometer?
Yeah, 1.5 kilometers.
When you come for the walk here in the park, how much do you walk?
Around 3 kilometers.
Any vehicles ఉన్నాయి మీ ఇంట్లో?
2 vehicles, car and motorcycle.
Okay. ఎంతమంది family members?
3 members only.
How many cars do you have in your house?
5.
In Hyderabad, we have conducted a small sample study which was about 2,000 children. In these children, the common disorders were the respiratory allergies of the nose as well as sinuses and bronchial asthma and bronchitis. It was more prevalent among urban children who were living in a vicinity which was half a kilometer close to the main road with heavy traffic.
Do you think it will help if we improve our public transport system?
Yeah, that may help. But people who we got used to going by car, and I don't think they'll want to go by bus and all, because there's so much of rush in the buses too during that hour, peak hour, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then so I prefer going by my vehicle even though there's a public transport.
It's my life. It's my life. It's my life, my world. 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 It's my life. Do you understand? I live the way I want to live. I make decisions day and night. Show me signs and good examples. Stop telling people how to run your business. Take a trip to east and west. You find out you don't know anything. Everybody's getting tired of you. Sometimes you have to look and listen. You can even learn from me. Little knowledge is dangerous. It's my life. It's my life.